What up, squad? Sheila Marie here. So it's 2017 and a lot of people do New Year's resolutions. I don't necessarily do resolutions, but I do like a mantra for the year and a word for the year. And my word for 2017 is consistency. And I realized that like a lot of the things that I want to cultivate are really on the other side of, well, fear, and then also putting out weekly YouTube videos. People have been asking me to get on YouTube forever, but to be completely transparent to you, because that's what I do, I keep it real, is I was scared to get on YouTube for a lot of years because of the permanency of it. I don't know if permanency is a word, but I'm gonna go with that. I usually do Soul Study with Shelah, which are like short weekly broadcasts that I do usually on Sundays. The way I describe Soul Study, everything that I do, is the missing course that would be in like school. Well, I feel like school teaches you everything you need to know except how to be a healthy, happy human being. You go to school, you don't learn how to have healthy relationships, set healthy boundaries, move through trauma, move through difficult emotions, identify your feelings. Like, you know, we don't learn any of that. It's kind of like people just kind of assume that as you grow, you'll figure it out. Some people do, some people don't. So Soul Study with Shelah is maybe for people who are like me, who I struggle with depression, anxiety. I still do, I cope with that as we speak. But maybe if you're like me, you need a little bit more help. So all I do is I curate, like I just get information and knowledge that I think can help people who are in similar situations like myself, and see if it can help your life improve as it did mine. Shout out to my dream/vision/affirmation board. But yes, I told myself the time for playing it small is over, not doubting myself anymore about YouTube. So what I used to do in my weekly Periscope broadcast, my Soul Study with Shelah sessions, I'm gonna do them here on YouTube, and then we can have our follow-up discussion on Periscope so that we can still interact. But at least here the videos can live, people can share them, people can see them later, and hopefully they can reach more people. So today I wanted to talk about not being afraid of your own season. January is always a month where there's a lot of talk about new year, new me, you know what I'm saying, being the best that you can be, changing habits, finding new habits, and all of this, right? And I think it's great because in a sense it's nice to have a wrap up in December and then move through to new goals and new ambitions in January. Cool. But the problem is society pushes one season or cycle. Like I see a season as a cycle, just like nature. I think nature's cycles can teach us a lot about how to exist and be happy and healthy. Nature is one of our greatest teachers. So there's a lot of people who do function on this cycle of like they end things in December and then in January they're revved up and they're ready to go and they do new things, right? But the problem is that prescription, right, or that cycle might not work for everybody. Like you might not be revved up in January, so then you could try to get yourself revved up, but then in 6 months or 3 months you haven't stuck to those goals because you are forcing yourself to fit into a season or a cycle that really isn't true to who you are. And that's the same thing. I'll give you an example, like food. We're talking about going back to nature as an example. Our food supply, certain foods, certain fruits and vegetables aren't meant to grow year round. They just aren't. They just can't exist in the conditions, in the weather conditions year round. And that's fine. But the problem is we demand that these fruits and vegetables be available to us year round, and then we compromise the fruits and vegetables. We compromise the integrity of the fruits and vegetables in order to do that. So for us to have all these fruits and vegetables that we want, as much as we want, whenever we want, what do we have to have? We have to do unhealthy things to do that. GMO, we have to insert a lot of chemicals. So now you might have that apple or whatever that fruit or vegetable might be year round, but it's giving you less nutrition and it's actually harmful for you. I think our food supply has actually been one of the most dangerous things for us living in America, right? Your food can kill you, and that's all because we don't want to honor the natural season of our fruits and vegetables, right? So I think the same thing could happen with you. If you push yourself into a season that isn't yours or isn't natural to you, you're going to sacrifice somewhere along the line. It can be unhealthy to you in some way, shape, or form, whether that be metaphysically, spiritually, socially, financially. So I say this to say that I want to quote Gary Vee, who I think is amazing. And someone asked him, so Gary Vee, like, is it true the early bird gets the worm? And he said, well, I wouldn't say that necessarily, because just because one bird gets up early and gets the worm doesn't mean that that actual layout works for all the birds. Instead of thinking it like that, like the early bird gets the worm, so if that's true, I gotta be early. We all have to get up early to get that worm. Or the better way to look at it is the bird who knows himself best gets the worm. So if that bird knows I have short wings, so I have to flap harder, or I have to get up earlier so I can beat the other birds, then that bird might get the worm better, right? So it's about identifying your particular season when you function best and honoring that, and not trying to force yourself into the fit because you feel like you got to do what everybody else is doing. So you can even honor seasons in terms of your day, your week, your year. I know I'm most productive in the morning. When I try to fit my schedule around other people's schedule that I live with, or maybe because they have a schedule, I lose. I'm not more productive. That's not when I'm most creative, right? So I know that about myself. So I plan things in the morning, and in the evening I allow myself time to wind down. That's me. You can figure out what works for you. Maybe certain days of the week you feel more productive than others. I don't have a traditional schedule. I don't have a traditional weekend. Some days, Sunday and Saturday, is when I'm getting the most work done. That's my particular schedule. It's also good to know your monthly season, right? When do you have the most money coming in? When are months when you have less money coming in? So that way you can protect yourself financially. I am speaking that into existence for 2017. That's actually something that I need to work on, because I'm a person who has 1 month I'll have a really high level of income, and then 1 month I might not have any, right? So I have to plan for that. I have to know my own season, honor my own season, and not feel like I have to be like other people who are following that season. I hope this helped you in some way. If you like it, share it. I don't know, send it to your grandma, like your mom, like whoever you want to send it to. Find me on other places in the internet. I look forward to talking with you more. See you next time.